not another peep.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hardest monsters to kill in movies. For this list, we'll be looking at movie monsters that just refuse to die. As the focus will be on true monsters, human characters like Jason Voorhees, no matter how resilient or prone to resurrection, will not be considered. What's the last movie monster you'd want to meet in person? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Cloverfield Monster. Cloverfield. When the military has to resort to an airstrike called Hammer Down Protocol, clearly the target can shrug off an onslaught. Rising from the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, the Cloverfield monster shows up in Manhattan and proceeds to just wreck everything, leaving millions of civilians fleeing for their lives. As for the government, they're at their wits' end over how to put the beast down.
Do you guys know what it is out there? Do you know what that thing is?
No, they ain't telling me. Whatever it is, it's winning.
Due to the nature of the film, very little information is revealed about the Hammer Down Protocol, but it involved plenty of bombs and an at-any-cost mentality.
I think they got him. Yeah, that's the shit right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Number 9. Durin's Bane. The Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers. This Balrog is a survivor, having fought in several wars before taking refuge in caves beneath the Misty Mountains for over 5,000 years. Known as Durin's Bane, the evil behemoth is armed with a flaming whip and sword. Chasing the Fellowship through Moria, the Balrog proves to be such a threat that Gandalf essentially sacrifices himself to stop the beast.
Fools.
Following a trip down an abyss and a battle on a mountain that lasts for days, Gandalf eventually emerges victorious. But it speaks volumes that the Balrog pushes such a powerful wizard to his absolute limits. Number 8. Pinhead. The Hellraiser franchise. Hailing from a hellish dimension and fond of chains and needles, Pinhead and the rest of the Cenobites are unpredictable, powerful, and persistent.
We'll tear your soul apart.
In the second movie, Pinhead is turned back into a human and has his throat slit. You'd think that would be the end of him, but this only results in the Cenobite coming back stronger and more twisted than ever in the next film. While banishing the Cenobites to hell is usually the only way to defeat them, Pinhead and his companions do eventually meet their demise in 2127. It only takes blowing up a space station to get the job done.
Welcome to oblivion.
Number 7. Mr. Babadook. The Babadook.
If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook.
A boogeyman-esque creature born from a children's book, Mr. Babadook's strength is directly connected to its victim's grief. When the Babadook begins to haunt Amelia and Samuel, it progressively gets more powerful as the mother is pushed further and further towards insanity, culminating in a possession.
It isn't real. It isn't real. It isn't real.
As Amelia's grief stems from the death of her husband, defeating the Babadook requires facing and accepting that tragedy.
You're trespassing in my house!
While this renders the demon impotent, the pain of the loss will always be there, meaning Amelia can never fully get rid of the Babadook. Number 6. The Tall Man, the Phantasm franchise. A big part of the Phantasm series appeal is the lore and persistent mystery. For every tantalizing bit of information it reveals, it also holds something back. And nowhere is this more true than with the Tall Man, a being from another dimension that looks human but is anything but. The Tall Man has a degree of control over death, including his own.
Let's go, let's go!
Killing this entity typically only results in another one showing up to take its place, although a forced embalming or a dose of liquid nitrogen can at least provide some respite. The Tall Man is hard enough to slow down, let alone kill.
It's all over.
It's never over.
Number 5. The Thing. The Thing. A monster motivated by survival, the Thing can replicate other organisms, splitting itself apart into countless beings. While a flamethrower or an explosion should be able to kill a single thing, that means little when there are other versions running around.
You gotta be kidding.
The monster's ability to almost perfectly replicate its target makes the Thing an incredibly dangerous and difficult enemy to fight against, as its mere existence turns everyone into a suspect.
Right now, it's at least something. A way to eliminate some of us.
So I'm gonna get killed because I floss.
Even in the unlikely situation that all instances of the Thing are killed, the survivors will still have to live the rest of their days wondering whether their neighbor is truly their neighbor.
Did you kill it?
Where were you, Charles?
Number 4. Deadites, the Evil Dead franchise. When it comes to Ash Williams' worst nightmares, the best bet is to keep on chopping until the possessed corpse stops moving. Deadites are evil spirits that take over both the living or dead, and they tend to be pretty darn difficult to kill. As beheadings are often not enough, the complete annihilation of the head and ideally removal of some limbs is recommended. While Ash defeats many Deadites with his trusty boomstick and chainsaw, the groovy hero is generally just destroying the possessed bodies, causing the spirits to be sent packing, but not truly destroyed.
I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul!
Swallow this.
Number 3. The Xenomorph Queen, Aliens. In Ridley Scott's horror classic, the Xenomorph was a single terrifying entity. In James Cameron's sequel, however, the titular aliens get the quantity over quality treatment, at least when it comes to the monster's threat level. While the standard Xenomorphs go down relatively quickly in the sequel, the same cannot be said for the Queen. A hulking monstrosity that's also light-footed and intelligent. The Queen brushes off gunfire and fire like they're nothing. It takes an exoskeleton, one of horror's most badass heroes, and a trip into outer space to put the Queen down for good. Number 2. The Blob. The Blob. Once this monster gets eating, nothing will satisfy its hunger. In both the 1958 original and the 1988 remake, the Blob is a jellyfish-like creature that devours humans to expand in size, eventually becoming absolutely massive. The Blob does not react well to freezing temperatures, which spells its doom in both films, but it's otherwise impervious to most threats. And while the blob can be put on ice and essentially defeated, only a small morsel of the jelly needs to escape to start the process all over again.
The Lord will give me a sign.
The 1958 film doesn't even try to destroy the monster, opting to trap the blob in the Arctic instead.
I don't think it can be killed, but at least we've got it stopped.
Yeah, as long as the Arctic stays cold.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Godzilla, the Godzilla franchise. Godzilla is the creature to call when other nearly unkillable kaiju like Destroya and King Ghidorah are wreaking havoc. Over the decades, Godzilla has played the role of villain, anti-hero, and even father. The one thing that remains constant is that killing this beast is mostly a pipe dream. In the 1954 film, it takes a weapon of mass destruction to take down the original Godzilla, an incarnation of the kaiju that does not rank amongst the strongest. While Godzilla has died a few times over the decades, the monster tends to shrug off most attacks, be it from mankind or other massive creatures that can level cities with a sneeze. He's truly the king of the monsters.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.